Hello. Hey everybody, am I coming through? If you're on YouTube or Twitch, can you put something in the chat just so I know? Something happened. It just crashed. My OBS crashed just instantly. No explanation. But I think everything's back up. That doesn't look like anyone's in Twitch. Okay. Yeah. Chris, thank you so much. Miguel, Emperor, Zensekai, Emperor, always there, always first. Thank you. I appreciate how quick you are. Yeah, you're working now? Hello, Mr. Flying Squirrel. How are you doing today? Thanks for typing in the chat. Appreciate it. I just wanted to make sure Twitch chat was working. That it's showing up alright. Yeah, I know. I took a week off. That's gonna happen from time to time. I work full-time. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna get started. I already know what I'm gonna do, because I had it prepared ahead of time, as I should. I'm gonna paint this little scene here. Yes, this scene here. Another virtual plein air. I'm probably gonna be doing a lot of these, actually, because I have an idea for a project, so I want to keep doing as many as I can, and they're fun. And I've thought of some ways that I could like make it interesting, like trying different processes. And the only rule set is that it just has to be Google Street View. And I've been doing some research, and there's some really interesting Google Street Views, like museum interiors, not just museums, but like random places, like someone's house. Just like an interior. It's pretty random. There's some that are underwater. There's some that are in really interesting places. So I might play with this idea. And this one actually is not even on a street. It's kind of on a, I guess it's a street. It's a small little alleyway in Tunisia. But I like the lighting on this building, and I like the architecture of it, so I'm going to go for it. Yep, life happens. I get busy. I have to take a break. But hopefully I'm not losing you guys. Hopefully you guys keep coming back. I appreciate it so much. And all you people watching later on. I know there's a bunch of people that watch later just because work or whatever. Or they're on the East Coast and it's super late right now. Past people's bedtimes and stuff. Emperor, I am not doing a 360 painting this time around. This is just Street View. But when I was doing the 360 painting, it actually wasn't too bad. Working with the curved grid, you just kind of follow it. You know, just do a curved line instead of a straight line. You know. All right. Okay. I'm not sure how I want to set up this composition, so I might work on a line drawing for a little bit and just kind of figure out what I want to do specifically. I know I want this center building to be my main reference, and I do like that 3-point perspective. I might play that up a little bit more. Usually when I start a drawing like this, I'm not care if it's a little off, or it's not quite the composition I want, because I can always adjust the line drawing as I'm going. I do want it to be a little exaggerated anyways. Ren, how are you doing? Are you guys still here? Okay. Alright, it seems like we're going now. Sorry, I just keep looking. I'm like making sure everything's running alright. That's what you gotta deal with, I guess. Okay, cool. Let's get going. How do these plein air paintings help me with my personal work? For me, I've been using them as a way to like practice using different brushes or different techniques, mainly. So for me, it's like a warm-up / experiment. I'm always trying different things, and it kind of helps build my visual library. You know, when I see different architectures, different plants, the way space recedes, all that stuff like goes into my memory, becomes muscle memory when I'm making stuff up. And I would say most of the time when I'm even making stuff up, when I'm doing new illustrations, I'm looking at reference anyways. So this is kind of helping my skills of interpreting my reference, not necessarily just copying it. Because I'm never just copying it, I'm always trying to like improve it or push things or try a new technique, do something a little different. So it helps immensely. But I've got my own weird way of doing things. You know, this may not help everyone. This may not, you may not get a lot out of doing this sort of thing. I do personally. Plus, it's like after working all day and doing what I do for a living and having to make stuff up and think on my feet and be creative, it's kind of nice to just sit back and like do this sort of thing. And you know, I'm looking at a reference. I'm not having to like come up with a subject. I'm just kind of just flowing with it, I guess. Just going with it and just thinking more about technique, thinking more about process, brushwork, stuff like that. Less about the design, because the design is already done for me. That's kind of the nice part about it. Oh yeah, no problem. I'm glad you're enjoying the brushes. F. Perez. Thanks for the question. Oh, not a question, comment. Yeah, I'm glad you you enjoyed that stuff. I'm glad you're watching it. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I want to do more. I haven't really been making many YouTube videos either. I've been sort of busy these past couple weeks. But I'm gonna get back on the train here, because I was kind of going non-stop since the beginning of the year. I was making like a video or two a week, just a little much. I gotta chill on that for a minute. End of the quarter, like I'm in college or something. Yeah, I had finals to do, so you know, damn finals. Am I right? And I think what it was is actually my wife was taking a class so she was in here most evenings. I was like, alright, I'm bored. What should I do? Maybe I'll start a YouTube channel and start streaming. That sounds fun. Now she's done with the class, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll take a break from it for a little bit. Thanks, Flying Squirrel. Glad you like it. Glad you like the brushes. Half of them I didn't make. I only made like half of them. Well, less than half maybe. I modified them. Better artists made them. Tali, thank you. It's good to be back. I'm usually out of energy when I get home, but these virtual plein airs are really nice because I don't need much energy to do them. And I had an idea for a project, so I'm going to do a bunch of them. So I'm not going to be too perfect with the details of the architecture. Just kind of roughly block in where things are. So when I go into paint, it's not too confusing. I could build my own neighborhood, that's right. You know what? I always post a link of what I'm looking at, so I'll post this up in the chat if you guys want to look at the link. That's probably a better way to go at this. There you go, Twitch. The silent Twitch. Uh-oh, is that working? Yeah, I thought about making another, a little window in the corner so you guys can see what I'm looking at. I don't know, you know, it's not necessary. In fact, I think maybe it would be more exciting if you didn't know what I was painting. Maybe I'll do that next time. I'll just go at it and then you have to guess the country. How about that? Let's see here. Yeah, and I never finished that 360 painting too. I should do that. Ha! You started environment sketching with CGMA? Who's teaching that? Who's teaching that class? I think that would be a fun one. I would like to teach. Oh well. I guess not. You forgot his name. You're taking the class? Duck Win. Oh, Duke Win, I think. Yeah, we should play Pictionary. That'd be fun. But you guys, I'd be the only one drawing. That's kind of awkward. Do I just eyeball perspective? Yeah, I'm kind of just eyeballing it. probably shouldn't, but we'll see how it goes. It's not the perspective that I'm worried about as much doing this. It's the relative scale. You know, I don't want to make the door sizes, you know, way too huge. The perspective I can just kind of guesstimate, but the scale is tricky to figure out. There's a lot of stuff going on in this image too, so I want to get things right in the drawing period here. My style has really changed since work with ZeniMax. Yeah, I guess I've been evolving, right? I think that's good because I get bored with, you know, doing a certain thing, and my tastes just sort of changed. I think like when I look at a lot of artwork, even like artwork that's really good, I've been kind of feeling like, man, everything's so noisy. Everything's like, there's no focus. There's no like the colors just seem to be like a typical generic concept art colors, which is like gray, brown. The light is always like a white temperature. There's no warmth to it. And I just kind of saw that in my own work and was like disgusted by it. So I've been like, I don't know, I've been trying to push myself in different directions. I mean, for sure, like at work, I still do like the 3D photo bashy, you know, just get it done, textural paintings. But, you know, at home, I want to learn how to paint better, and I want to learn color better and do all that stuff. So composition, I want clarity, I don't want noise. You know, I want to learn how to like edit myself, not do too much, but be efficient. And those are just like little goals I've had probably for the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know. So yeah, I mean, change is afoot. And I'll probably always keep changing in some way. I hope. But you do enjoy it? That's all that matters. Tali enjoys it. No, Emperor, yeah, I am kind of warping it a little bit. Yeah, I totally am warping it. I'm just not doing it as much, just because, like, it's a bit much in the reference. So I'm relaxing it just a little bit. But I do want that bit of 3-point, because it's going to make the building feel tall. And it's going to really, like, put you into space. You as the viewer. Now here's when the scale is going to be a little weird. What is that? I don't know what that is. I might not even paint it in. It's like this weird umbrella or something by the door. Oh, I gotta see this question. So you just started becoming a freelancer. It's been tough to keep jobs. Do you think it's better to just keep studying and overhaul your portfolio. I think that's ongoing, right? That's something you should be doing anyways. If you need to make ends meet, right, and you need some money, and you could get some work, I would definitely shoot for it. Try to get work. But you should always leave time for sketching, for experimenting, and growing, you know? So I would say do both if you can. And if you're not getting jobs, well then that's more time to work on your portfolio, right? And if you are getting jobs, great, that's what you're doing it for. And just don't forget to leave yourself some time for yourself, for your own learning, and to take a break once in a while. I think you should. I always believe in, you should work really hard, but don't kill yourself over it. Know what you can handle. Because when you overwork yourself, that you can get some bad habits. So try to hold yourself to good habits. Yeah, I mean, there's an awning there, but there's another thing. Here, I'll kind of sketch it out when I'm talking about this thing. I don't know what... I might just pretend it's not even there, because it's breaking things for me. And it probably won't look good. So... that's the thing when I'm doing these, is like I'm also changing a lot. And you'll probably see, since you have the reference up, that it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be exactly what you're seeing here. And that's okay. In fact, that's good. Because I'm also thinking of ways of simplifying the scene a little bit. Like this building should probably be a little longer. Just a little bit. Yeah, it's like something when you set up when you're under that you sit under when you tailgate. Yeah, I think it's like like with the valet people that park valet. They usually got that and a stool and a little booth that they sit at. Something like that. I don't know. I'm not gonna put it in the image because I can. Because this arch that's behind it is more interesting. And I'm not going to worry about every little detail that's on this wall over here. Come on now. I don't know if you guys saw the one I did that was in Japan. There's a lot of little details like that too, and I didn't put a lot of them in, a lot of those details in there, and it still looked alright. Even left my sketch in the image, the final image too. It's fine. It's actually better not to detail everything. Paintings look better, more confident. But the thing is what do you put in, what do you leave out? That is the question. I just love the lighting in this piece. In this reference. Hopefully I'll like it in this piece. Eric Hansen UC. Thank you for joining. Yeah, you had fun with the virtual plein air? Yeah, it is fun, isn't it? Like I was saying a minute ago, I've been enjoying it because it's allowing me time to experiment a little bit and try different techniques, different brushes. Not having to worry about subject matter as much, but just thinking about spaces, organizing detail, stuff like that. Like it's fun. It's like doing a crossword puzzle or something, or Sudoku. Nobody does crossword puzzles anymore. What am I talking about? That's about as much detail as I'll go with my line. I kind of want my details to be grouped up on a third. So this building will be on a third with all these juicy details. And I don't want my lines to be too much, so I'm just going to keep it somewhat loose. I'm holding shift a lot to get a straight edge. That's why I'm getting all these nice straight lines. Just kind of hold shift and sketch when I do architecture. It doesn't give you like a nice line width, but I'm not doing the drawing for the sake of a drawing. I'm doing it so it helps me with the painting. And I'll probably use the polygon lasso tool a lot to block these elements out. Not really sure what's going on over here. Oh, okay, so there's another ledge over here. Well, thank you, Eric. I'm glad you're having fun with that. I'm glad you're inspired to paint. Keep doing it, man. If you got something you want to share, you should put it in the chat. Oh, which reminds me, I should do a feedback stream. Damn. I would love that if Emperor, if people that actually lived here. I actually got some comments on ArtStation and also on Instagram, where people, for the one I did in, I think, Cambodia, where people were like, "Oh my God, I grew up in Cambodia. It looks just like that," or "Oh my God, my family's from Cambodia." Was it Cambodia? Yeah, I don't know. For both of them, one was in the Philippines, one was in Cambodia, and I remember getting messages on ArtStation, people saying that. It's like, whoa, that's like the best compliment. If they see these spaces and they're like, oh my God, this is just like home. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I reached Cambodia. Hey, do I like Corel over Photoshop? I understand Corel is more painterly. Well, thank you, Hi, for joining in. No, this is Photoshop. I just use Photoshop. That's it. Just boring old Photoshop. No, but I love Photoshop. It's just a better tool. It works for me. It's better for me, I'll say. I've given Painter a try a couple times. It's okay. But in the realities of like working in concept art and illustration and stuff, like you kind of need some of the more forgiving tools of Photoshop. Boy, I'm gonna screw these stairs up. Yeah, let's just make these stairs all wonky. I think that's cool. Alright, I'm not gonna detail every stair. So as I'm doing this drawing too, I'm also thinking a lot about like how I'm gonna paint this thing and how I'm gonna paint it very quick and efficiently. Because that's important. If I did every detail in this painting, I'd probably be streaming till like 3 in the morning. Lucas, welcome. Is there any type of style of environment you suggest for beginners to become familiar with first? And if you're a beginner, just get in there and just start painting and just... I don't know. I'm not like the big expert on like what style is and how to do that, because I don't really know. I'm still like trying to figure that out for myself. What style is. You know, I have a make realistic environments, you know, really fast, or even, you know, slightly pushed environments really fast. So like, it wasn't only till recently where I had to like sort of stop and figure out what style is, whether that's something I care about or whether that's something I should change or push. And I find that like style just kind of develops through a couple things. It just finding art that you like, finding things that inspire you, and really grabbing onto those inspirations. And then just the other part of style is just something that happens naturally. It's like that line you made that was a little off, but still kind of works. You know, it could be that brush stroke that's a little off, but still kind of works. It's like those hand-related incidents that happen while you're painting or drawing that becomes you, and that becomes your style, and that becomes part of your muscle memory. So I think that's all that to say that I think it's just something that happens naturally, and I don't think you should worry about it. If you're just starting or you're just beginner, like, just get in there and just paint something. You know, if you want to start off by just making it as naturalistic as possible, as realistic and true to what you're seeing in your reference as possible, and start there, see if you like that. You know, then you'll start to learn more things about composition and stuff like that that will inform your decisions. Hopefully that helps. I wouldn't worry about it. I want to separate these buildings just a bit. Alright, I'm going to flip it and try not to be horrified here. It's not too bad. Usually I have a horrible slant when I'm doing this sort of thing, but I feel like this perspective could be crazy pushed. Now I'm running into a tangent here. Maybe I could do this. Shrink it down a bit. Yeah, the more I zoom out, the more details and stuff I'm going to have to put in there. Or less. I don't know. Oh, yeah, hi. Sorry. Yeah, not sorry. You saw this and you thought I was a painter. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is a plugin for Photoshop called TUMBLR. And it's pretty cool. Sort of. Yeah, I'm a Photoshop shill. I just get paid by Photoshop to say all that. Question: Cairo I don't know how to say your name. 40. Yeah, the virtual plein airs are much more vibrant and interesting color than the reference. Yeah. what is my process for choosing colors? Well, honestly, like painting and observing what happens outside is really what's informing my color decisions. And I tend to think less about color, like sort of, and more about temperature. So as you see here, I'll kind of go over that as I'm doing it here, but like once I get past that block-in stage, I'll try to find a palette and try to find colors that work well. And I really just want to find a warm and a cool. A warm color for the light and then a cool color for the shadows. And that's really all I think about. I just think about it as warm and cool temperatures, and not so much about the color specifically that I'm picking. Like in the reference, it's like, okay, white building with blue, right? But there's so many different types of blue. Even in this reference, there's like really saturated blue, there's like desaturated blue. And then how does the light affect the blue? How does the blue look when it's in shadow? Another thing you got to keep in mind is that photographs, when you use them for reference, they flatten out quite a bit. You know, you ever like see something awesome outside and then you take a picture of the scene, like if you're at Grand Canyon or something, and it just doesn't look that good. It looks so much better in person. It's because the white balancing of the camera kind of flattens things out. So I've just gotten I don't know, really good at like looking at what's happening outside and just kind of remembering palettes and colors and how the way, you know, warm light looks against different surfaces. And I really reinforce that in my painting. I'm not seeing it in my reference, but I feel like I'm improving the reference by pushing that stuff even farther. Putting what I know into the painting, not just what's literally on my reference. And you gotta do that when you work from photos, because photos are garbage looking. You know, they look terrible. Oh, you try to go, Emperor, you went black and white to color? Well, the thing is, if you start black and white, you know, and you use overlays, it's always going to make, your color's always going to get a little washed out, unless your values are absolutely perfect. And in most cases, that's never going to be the case. In most cases, that's just not going to happen. Your values are not going to be perfect. So my suggestion would be, don't do too much on the black and white if you know you're going to go black and white to color. I did that the stream the other day. Was it a couple weeks ago? I did like the Lord of the Rings-ish kind of scene. I did just a very simple block out in black and white, and I went straight to color after that, because I knew that I was going to have to repaint all of those sections. So basically, you're going to have to repaint everything in there, because the overlays are not going to satisfy your color needs. It's only just a means of blocking things out to start with. Lucas, you're welcome. Yeah, try out Coolrist, it's kind of neat. Yeah, I think in that video I did I actually didn't, I don't know if I did overlay, I can't remember anymore. I think I just used color balance for each of the layers, just to add some color in there. That works too. Yeah, like photos are terrible, man. Like they're just awful. Especially in the dark areas where there's shadow. Like there's gonna be moments in this reference where I'm gonna have to like kind of make stuff up in the shadow areas, just because like it just falls right to black, and the whites fall, you know, straight to white, and I don't want that. All right, so I got my drawing in. I think I'm gonna move on because I gotta get this thing going here. We're almost an hour. Eric, you're in your 3rd year at art college? Nice. What do I think a strong portfolio consists of? Really, it's just like 10 to 15 of your best work. If you don't have 10 of your best work, then show 5. You know, just don't show anything that's not great. You know, because you're only going to be judged by your weakest image. They're only going to remember the weakest thing you have in there. Like if your characters are just kind of meh, but your environments are pretty good, just show environments. Don't show your characters at all, because they'll judge you on it. You don't want to do that. I would show your process as much as possible. Like if you have a lot of 3D or photos in there, show the original sketch, the original thumbnail. Show some drawing or brushwork. Don't just show the super polished stuff, because sometimes it's a little misleading when you're looking at a portfolio. Or like, did this person just like, you know, how much of it is photo? How much of it is 3D? Like, how much of their actual hand in there? Do they have drawing skills? This stuff's good to show. I guess it depends what you're trying to do. It might depend on, because the games anymore could be a lot of different things. Alright, I'm going to start doing the block in now. Alright. I'm going to use my favorite brush. Yay, finally. I'm going to flip it actually. Just take another look at it. Let's use some color dynamics. Yeah, good luck, Eric. My only friend on Twitch. I guess everyone who watches Twitch on the West Coast is asleep. Nobody wants to watch art. Hello, hi, oh. Hi. Trying to be a concept artist as well. What your day-to-day habits should be. Oh man. Yeah, I think the studies are good, like doing figure drawing and like doing sketches and experimenting. I think that's good, but like that shouldn't make up the entirety of what you're doing. I think you should also be working on those, you know, really impressive portfolio pieces as well. Man, I would say if you're trying to get a job, you're trying to get work, you should be doing it, you know, 8-10 hours a day if you can. I think that's pretty good. It's a good amount. And don't expect things right away, you know, things take time. Yeah, learning how to make a good schedule for yourself is really important. Time management is really important. Especially when you're trying to get work, right?
You take a sound, any sound, record it, and then change its nature by multiplicity of operations. You record it at different speeds, you play it backwards, you add it to itself over and over again. You adjust filters, echoes, acoustic qualities, you combine segments of magnetic tape. By these means and many others, you can create sounds which no one has ever heard before.
Yeah, this cloud looks shaped, or this cloud looks like a bird, I think. Spreading its wings. Yeah, in the reference, it's... I don't know. It's really overcast. It looks like we're up in the mountains or something. The way the clouds are all breaking apart. So I want to kind of simplify it and put it into a more of a designed shape. Not necessarily like fluffy and soft, but more like, you know, a more intentional shape. Okay. No problem, Eric. Hopefully that helps you. Good luck. Like a phoenix. Jeepster. Jeepster underscore. Thank you for coming in. I have another Twitch friend. How do I find a good balance between quality and quantity? I don't think I've got any. I don't know. I struggle with that too all the time because it's like, you know, because if you're on the social medias, right, and you have a hungry follower base that just wants to see everything that you do, you want to see new things all the time, and I have very limited time. Sometimes I'm not sure what to do. Should I do like a quick little sketch because that gets me something fast and I can throw it up there, or should I really spend the time on something that's going to take me a while? I'm not sure, honestly. Hi, do I use reference on my other screen? Yes, I do use reference on my other screen. Jeepster, I hope that's what you were asking. Like, you just mean in general, like quality over quantity, or does that have something to do specifically with an image? Oh, I'm wondering how I should do this now. I know what I'll do. I'll just paint this whole thing like it's in shadow, almost. I think this is going to be the more efficient way to work. And I'll pop in the lights later. So, just kind of pretend that this is all in shadow. Alex Lee. What's that mean? Thank you for coming in. Alex Lee. Lee. Sorry guys, if I missed your question, just copy paste it again. I don't know. sometimes I can't always look at what's going on. Yeah, you always... Oh, so you're saying you spend way too much time on a single project. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm always under the assumption that like I could work on a painting for a very long time. I just end up losing patience. So I don't really... I'm not familiar with what, like, working on something too long. I'm more familiar with working on something not long enough, because I get bored. But like my personal work, I get bored and move on to something else. But like work stuff, you know, I can't do that, so I have to stick with it. But I've heard so many things, though. I've heard like past teachers or other professional artists that say things like, you know, get really fast and then get really good. And then I've heard the opposite, where it's like, you know, get really good, don't matter how long it takes, and then get fast. It's just like, I don't know, like, what do you... It's just a weird thing to tell people that are starting out, like, get good. It's like, well, everyone wants to get good, right? I'm not sure where I was going with that. Basically, it's a non-answer. I'm just not really sure. Guess I'm not really sure I have a good answer. You probably heard things like that too, like on what you should do first, you know. And I think it's silly to be like, to say to someone, just get good. I mean, as an artist, you're never going to feel that way. You're probably not. I don't know. And I guess if you feel that way, then you're not going to learn anymore. That's just my opinion. I'm still trying to get good, whatever that means. Because I'm never actually, you know, fully satisfied. I mean, I can make a living, which is good. That's awesome. Maybe that's the definition of get good. But I'm not sure. It doesn't mean that I'm totally satisfied. I don't know, man. That's a really hard question to answer. Maybe somebody else has a better answer. I mean, way too long. It just depends on like what you're doing, what your goals are. Tali. Yeah, Emperor, like 12 hours is like my limit too. 10 to 15. Maybe very rarely I'll go 20 hours, but man, like, that's when I lose patience. I'm just done. Yeah, 12 plus hours isn't strange, Tali. Yeah, that's not at all. Like, you say too long, I don't know what too long is to you. Like, to me, that's 12 hours is kind of like my personal limit. But you could, I mean, there's people that spend, you know, 50 hours on a painting. I guess all that matters is kind of how it looks in the end. And I wouldn't worry about like how long it took you specifically. That's just something that people ask you. They're like, "Oh, how long did that take you?" As if that's like, as if asking that is you know, is sort of justifying the image in a way, or not. Like, oh, okay, this took you 100 hours, so I guess my opinion of it is now lower because, well, it took you a long time. You know, I don't know. I know not everyone asks for that reason. I understand why people ask, but like, and then or the opposite, or it's like, oh no, it only took me a few hours, and they're like, oh my god, oh what? And it's like, Jeepster, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. come back again. Um, you know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. People ask how long something takes. Like, I just make something up, honestly. Just go like, I don't know, 4 hours. Just to see what the reaction is. Sometimes I do. Because a lot of times I just don't even remember how long things take me. You've done 40 hours? Man, on one image? Yeah. It's a long time for me. For me, that would be a long time. But I should probably do that, honestly. I should probably paint something in 40 hours. I think it'd be good. You know, and going into detail, like, too fast. Yeah. That's a struggle, you know? I think if you just kind of detail out your focal areas and leave out the stuff on the periphery, the stuff that doesn't matter, and you spend all those 40 hours on and you put detail in the places where it counts, that's going to be an awesome image. It's going to resonate. You know, if you have a good foundation, like good anatomy, good composition, you know, that stuff is the most important, number one. Like, if you got that down, yeah, spend 100 hours on a painting, rendering, and detailing. As long as you got that foundation in there and it looks great. The foundation is what matters. I don't know how much of these details I'm going to pop out here, but... I'm going to pop out all these things that are blue. Oh, I'm a little far back on the chat here. Yeah, that's not a bad quote. If you're studying something that's easy for you, then you're not learning. It's true. You should always be trying something different, going outside your comfort zone a little bit. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing something in your comfort zone here and there, but if you want to study, if you want to learn something, it's gotta be outside your comfort zone. It's gotta be something you're struggling with that you focus on. It's got to be a new process. I think, like, if you look at the YouTube videos that I did, the subject matter in those videos might be very comfortable for me, but I would say just about every single one of those videos, I don't use the same process twice, and that may be an exception for the virtual plein air stuff, because it's something I'm like kind of developing. But yeah, like all those, they're all different processes. Like maybe some of the black and white sketching, I'm I'm using the same brush, but my thought process is definitely different. It's all something new or something sort of left of what I'm familiar with. And that's kind of fun. Yeah, Perez, I think, you know, spending time on one image is, if it's a long time and you're still seeing things you want to correct, still seeing things you want to add, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the time. I think there are cases to say, you know, limiting yourself time-wise is good. It kind of helps you with time management. It helps you with being efficient. But if there's things you're trying to learn, don't worry about time. Just make a good image in the end. That's all people are going to see when they look at your image. That's all they're going to see. They're not going to know how long you took to do it. All right. Let's put that long-awaited blue in there. Ooh, that's weak. So I'm painting everything as though it's in shadow, sort of, and I'm just thinking about the ambient lighting. Pretty much, that's it. For now. Because, yeah, I'll add in the lights later. It'll be a whole thing. I think that's the most efficient way that I can be doing this right now. So let's put our ambient shadows and ambient light in there. Kundong! You like Nujabes? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Nujabes is pretty sweet. It's classic. For me, it's classic. Put some, oh, I got color dynamics on already. Cool. That works. VR art and VR sculpting? I think it will. I think honestly the future lies within that a little bit. The tools just have to get there. That's all. Right now there's no like with the tools of where they are, there's no like practical reason to use that for development. Yet, but it'll get there. I'm sure it'll get there. You just wait. I mean, imagine if like you're a game developer and you're able to, or you're a concept artist working on a game, right? And you could just go into the scene right there. And you could build out and concept the scene in 3 dimensions right there. It probably won't be ready like for just, okay, now we put characters in there and we start playing the game. It'll probably need some extra development, but like that's very probable, I think.
From the entire public school system. Mr. Kirk, I'm as upset as you to learn Section 2 and 3, but surely expulsion is not the answer. I'm afraid expulsion is the only answer. It's the opinion of the entire staff that Dexter is criminally insane.
That boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic. That boy needs therapy. Lie down on the couch. What does that mean?
Adriano, hello.
You're crazy in the coconut. What does that mean? That boy needs therapy. I'm gonna kill you. That boy needs therapy. Let's have a tune.
The question is,
That boy needs therapy.
how do you usually set up your color palette to keep balance?
Andy also made false teeth.
I don't really set up my color palette beforehand. I kind of, do it on the fly. Like I block in everything with basic colors to start, and then I put down a new color and judge it based on the other colors in the painting. So, but you can't like start judging colors unless you actually have something down. So I start very, very simple like this and just kind of build on it from there. I don't really plan it out. I don't know if that works for me, planning it out. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I just kind of wing it. So there's 12-year-old kids who are streaming. They're doing Photoshop paintings and streaming.
He was white as a sheet.
And he also made false teeth.
Yeah, I use the lasso tool a lot in the beginning. Especially, well, I use it for like if there's a lot of architecture, like there is in this painting. In this reference, there's a lot of architecture, so.
Can you think of anything that talks other than a person?
Trying to get that ambient light in here. That light that's coming down from the sky and hitting these buildings. I'm pretending there is no light right now, that everything is in shadow, because I'm going to add the light in later in a very magical way. It's like that moment if you're using airbrush or something, and I don't know if you guys ever use airbrush, but yeah, and then you pull the mask off and it looks so nice, or you pull the tape off of a painting. It just looks so good. That's kind of what this is, but for lighting. It's the lighting version of that. So, don't leave. You gotta wait for that part. whatever. You probably seen me do it already in the videos and stuff. Time for a brush change here. Oof, that's not quite right. I'm also still trying to figure out the colors here. So I'm not very good at just getting that palette down. So as I'm putting things down, I'm judging it next to each other and then seeing, you know, how that's coping with my reference. Am I getting... And I'm not really thinking about the specific color, I'm thinking about the specific texture. Not texture, temperature. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. It's the right temperature. And that's the thing that I'm worried about the most. So, is it warm? Is it cool? You know, how saturated should I go? So this may seem like I'm just kind of picking and not really focused, but I'm really just putting colors down to see how they match up with each other. And I think my ground is not quite dark enough, so... And I have some ideas. I never tried this before, but I'm going to try something with the ground. You try not to zoom in for the first couple hours. That's a great thing. You know, don't zoom in too early. That's a really good practice to just not do that. Like I don't zoom in at all until like the very end, and just on the focal areas where I'm adding detail. I don't even know if I'll get to that stage tonight, honestly. And if I go till midnight, I'm gonna try something I've never done before. I'm looking at all these bricks, and it's something I'm thinking about how to handle it. Let's see here. That's fun. 12-year-olds getting commissions and stuff. That's cool. Good for them. Yeah, it's like I feel like I missed the boat a little bit. Like if only I was where I am now today, but like 15 years ago, people would be like so amazed. But now it's like, there's so many good artists. It's just like, well, you're one of those. You're another one of those. No big deal. Like, oh man. But you don't know. Like 15 years ago, this was cool. It's all right. I'm a slow learner. It took me a long time to learn stuff, so. Brick pattern, here we come. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. Alrighty. Let's do what we always do and just copy that up so I don't lose it. Let's see here. Never actually done this before, so this could just be a total waste of time. But I think it'd be fun to play around with. Yeah. Looks alright. Yeah, I don't like having too many layers. So I kind of organize everything based on like what you're seeing here. So I got this is my main layer, opaque layer, and then everything that I'm, you know, painting in that is actually just clipping right to that main layer. That's sort of how I organize things. And then clouds will be the same and the background will be the same. So keep everything clipping on each other. That's how I like to work. Let's flip this one. I should probably make a bigger brick pattern so I'm not, so I'm not like having to do this free transform thing a bunch. Oh, I have an idea for virtual plein air thing. A technique that I've never done before. I should do a photo bashy one where I kind of just only use photos, but I do a virtual plein air of like a totally different location using totally different photos for the texture. Yeah, I have to workshop that a little bit. It might be really cool, or it might be a disaster. I don't know. I'll workshop it. Yeah, let's do it like this.
I say stay in there. I'm not gonna let anybody see.
I want to make it look like Fez.
There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I pour whiskey on him and inhale cigarettes.
Alright.
And the whores and the
Love free
bartenders and the
transform.
grocery clerks never know that he's in there.
Yeah, I want to do some like challenge where, like I want to do some challenges. Like I had an idea of one was like color dodge only. So I can only use brushes with color dodge on like a black layer. I think that would be funny. I have an idea how I could actually do it too, which is even funnier. How I could actually make a painting using only color dodge. The key is to start with a black layer, a black. Well, obviously, if it's white, then you won't see anything. Let me actually warp this. I could actually make it look like the street is bending a little bit. Something Feng Zhu would do? Yeah. Feng Zhu is all about the little shortcuts. That guy. Yeah, you learn these kind of things doing concept art for games, because the number one rule of concept art is never paint the same thing twice. You know, just do this sort of thing. Whoa. That's my drawing. So yeah, never paint the same thing twice. No. Yeah, so the color dodge thing would be fun because you'd be kind of working backwards in a way. The more you paint down a stroke, the lighter it'll get. So even if you use like a dark color and you paint over it again, it's just going to be lighter each time. So you'd have to like think in reverse. Maybe that could be a virtual plein air thing. See, this is what I meant about I'm going to do a lot of them. I don't want them all to be the same. See, I'm using photo bashing techniques, but I'm painting it all. It's more satisfying. How's that work? That looks alright. It's not too bad.
He's singing a little in there.
It's a bit of a mess, but
I haven't
it
quite
kind
let
of
him
works.
die. And we sleep together like that, with our secret pact.
And what's cool is I can reselect them. That's the best part.
But I don't leave.
What do you mean? Fengzu's art quality with 0 digital tricks is disturbing. So you're saying it's not very good? Steve Houston says, rendering just takes time. Anyone can get it if they sit there long enough. But the real deal is structure, shading, light, composition, etc. Yeah. It's pretty good. I think being efficient, having good brush efficiency is really important. Alright, I'm going to block in the next thing, which maybe would be all these shrubs and stuff that are in here. And here's where I'll get a little... I've been so uptight this whole painting, I'm going to start getting a little looser with it. Oh, you say it's disturbingly good? I won't say my opinions of Fengzu. You went to FZD? How did you like it? Yeah. My brushes are... I've got links, guys. I've got links. Where are they? They're on my videos. Any of my YouTube videos, I've got a link to my brushes. I made a Gumroad, a free Gumroad, where you can download my brushes. They're all there. Wasn't paying attention. Layers. This is why I hate layers. trees. There's no trees in there, but I feel like I need to break these strong horizontals. Yep, you do. Oh, thank you, Jeepster _ for that link. Let me put it in the YouTube so you guys can click on it. That's where my brushes are, if you would like to download free of charge. Alright, now I really need to think about what my next step is going to be. I'm going to collapse all these brick stuff. It doesn't need to be on a separate layer. I'm going to shift it a little cooler, because there's going to be moments where it's definitely going to be cooler, bluer, because we're pretending there's no direct light just yet. So here I just made a copy of it that's a little bluer, and then I'll erase away the areas that are warmer, like this area here, and that, and a little bit of that. So again, just thinking about warm and cool, that's it. Pretty simple. Ooh, I'm losing patience. I'm gonna have to add some light in here soon. I know what I can do. Here's what I'll do. I sometimes do this sort of thing when I'm getting impatient. Let me make a levels adjustment here. Let's brighten it the hell up and warm it the hell up. Oh yeah, pretty good. Wonderful. Alright, let's now invert the mask so it goes back to whatever. And I'll plan out my light like this. Just to give you guys a little taste of what it might look like a bit later on. I think it's super fun doing this. I get bored easy, guys. I get super bored. So this is why I'm keeping it, like I'm pretending that that there's no light in there. Because it's so easy with Photoshop to add light in later. And you can really think about light as a design when you put it in this way. I like this right here, this little bit. Concerning perspective, did you eyeball it? Yes, I just eyeballed it. Thank you. Yeah, thanks Perez for mentioning it. Sorry, I'm a little slow in the chat, so people ask questions and the chat can answer it. That helps a lot. Light is so fun. And now, even more, I can start to judge my colors with this lighting cue in here. Because now I'm starting to realize there's a lot of local colors that I still don't have blocked out yet. Yeah, yeah. When you stiffen up and you care about perspective too much, John Way, yeah, it does kill your excitement for sure. I think when it comes to perspective, it's super important to understand perspective. But for just being an illustrator, like just roughly eyeball it. But if you don't have that confidence in perspective, you really, really should learn it. The only reason I'm able to do this is because I've drawn hundreds of grids in the past, and I've drawn so many things in perspective in the past. Don't just think that with little knowledge you could just go in there and do the same. It's very hard. It takes a long time to learn. I'm seeing like purples and stuff, and violets in here. I might have to like push that aspect of it a little bit more. Yeah, I'm seeing all kinds of colors. It's all about temperature. So adding a purple in there could be warming something or cooling something. It just depends on the context. Alright, so that's kind of the design of the light that I'm thinking about. Something like that. I might do something to make it more interesting, but Mr. Flying Squirrel, is CGMA recommended for beginners, or should you have some experience before starting the class here? I've done some schools in it, but I really want to start working on the fundamentals. In terms of like experience, you probably don't need an actual experience to get a class of CGMA. Like, if you just know the basics of Photoshop, I think that helps quite a bit. But outside of that, you just take the class and just see where things go. Like, I don't think it's totally necessary to have experience. See, look how boring it is without that light. Ugh. Okay. Yeah. Alright, I'm going to work on some of these other elements here. On some of these details, or at least start to block them out. And I'm not going to be very precious about this. Mr. Flying Squirrel, thanks for the follow. Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, like art education though through CGMA, I think is much cheaper than art school. So there is that. You know, if you want to go to art school, that's going to cost you a fortune for sure. But luckily today it's not exactly necessary at all. Yeah, I actually bought one of David Merritt's paintings over the weekend. One of his little plein air, he did a plein air painting. And I bought it. He had no idea it was me. I was being sneaky. I'm not gonna do that for every stair. This ought to be good enough. Probably start getting rid of some of these lines. I'm trying to be very patient with this. There's just so many little details. And I'm trying to not put everything in there. Just what I need exactly. Flow Wizard, hello. Thanks for dropping by. I'm so glad you're here too. How are you doing tonight?
I love you so. I love you so.
So you still keep your feedback videos? I guess that's a good idea. I wouldn't hang, like, you know, if you're taking a lot of classes, I wouldn't hang onto those feedbacks so much. That's the thing about art, though, that's strange, because, like, especially when you're a teacher, like, and you're giving somebody feedback, you gotta be careful, because sometimes you could tell them something, and and people will just take it like as the end-all be-all advice. And you as an artist change over time, so the feedback should change. And sometimes you could maybe get a little too hung up on what somebody says. I'm not saying that's you, although I don't know. It's just something to, it's a caveat to worry about. Oftentimes teachers, you know, especially with CGMA, don't get a whole lot of time to give the proper feedback. And they're probably missing some things from their feedback, or maybe they were a little nitpicky on something. You know, it's imperfect. Instructors are not perfect. I mean, I always try to, like, it took me so long to do feedback because I always tried to look at the image a little bit before I start talking and kind of make mental notes so that my feedback's really concise, but can't say it's perfect. Yes, I am using a Cintiq. Don't apologize for the question. I appreciate the questions. Just if I missed one of your questions, just keep reposting it in the chat until I say it, or until I answer it, because, like, it's hard to focus on two things sometimes. Especially like moments like this when I'm really trying to focus a little bit. I mean, I can ramble on and paint somewhat, but it's to look away and see what's going on over there. It takes a special skill. Yeah, you needed some feedback on a character. Well, at one of these streams, I'm going to do a feedback stream. I should do that, right? How about Sunday? Maybe we could do that. Yeah, this sounds like Massive Attack. Teardrop, but it's not the original. It's like a weird remix version. Because there's usually vocals. I was a huge Massive Attack fan. So I would know. I think this video is going to get all kinds of copyright stuff all over it. Copyright flags. Whatever. I don't care. Yeah, people, Flow Wizard, yeah, people can see you. See the things you're typing on there. So you own that chat, and everyone has to look at it. So you guys can talk to each other even. Well, I think this is getting somewhere. How about we'll do another levels here. And I feel like temperature-wise, this doesn't feel cool enough or dark enough to get that contrast. So gonna make a mask, which is the inverse of the other mask, minus the sky. I'm not touching the sky right now. And then I'm gonna dirk in. Oh no! Oh, I got it. Wait, what? Let me invert it. Okay, there we go. Just invert it. Let me darken and then cool off everything, because I want to push things much farther. Much farther than anything.
You go fuck yourself with your fat fucking ass.
No cussing, no cussing. So Chris is a fan of House. I used to watch House. Then I realized that every episode is the same. It's just the same formula over and over again. It's not lupus. If they found the cure at the 30-minute mark, it's not the cure. The cure comes at 47 minutes into the hour. Every time. Alright, so this thing is getting a little boring. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start to flatten things down a bit. I'm gonna save it. And I'm gonna start flattening things down a bit. And then I'm gonna start just painting straight on top of it. Maybe get rid of my lines, because I don't really need the line work as much. So I'm gonna start clipping things down a little bit here. And then I can start taking like a brush and start painting in, start painting things in right away. So I'm gonna clip things to every layer. And I think that's it, right? Just that. And then I'm gonna flatten it down. But I think I am going to separate the ground still. Because I want to keep that ground separate. So I'm going to do a little bit of layer magic here. Keep that on multiply. I might actually do this sort of thing. You probably won't be able to see it, but I want to make the line work really warm, so that even if the lines are still showing through, they'll have like a really nice warm undertone. Like so. So it kind of fits the palette a little bit better. Alright, you guys still there? Or you're just quiet? You're such a noob at this concept art thing? I'm just doing some Photoshop trickery. Just a little bit. Just to kind of push things in the direction that I want, and then I'll just go right into painting. So All right. Let's get into some painting. Oh, good. You guys are working along? Awesome. Yeah, you guys should share your work in the chat. I can't look at everything right now, but yeah, you guys can share each other's work. That'd be fun. Alright, so I flattened things down, lighting and everything. And I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I was wondering if I thought maybe I'd do the lighting a little different, but I'm okay with this. I think it works. Alright. Flip it. See how it looks. I might make some stuff up here. Do a little bit of changes here. I might add some trees where there are none, because I like this style of tree, and I think it would just kind of help balance the image a little bit, break it up. I might even try something where there's a rooftop right here, but I don't know about that. They're not actually there, but I think it helps to balance it. And then maybe there could be there's a telephone pole way back there in the image, but maybe I could put one here. Just kind of give it a little bit of balance compositionally. Same thing like here. Good night, Perez. You're arting alongside? Awesome. Sounds fun. Glad to have you here. Arting it with me. Painting some happy trees. Ren, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Yes, this scene is virtual plein air. I can put the link in. I'll put the link in again. Somehow I lost the link. Okay, if somebody has the link to the Street View, can you post it in the chat if someone has it? Ah, there it is. Thank you. And I'll repost it over here at the YouTube chat if you guys want to see it. Hopefully that link works. So basically just virtual plein air is just taking Street View. Just doing a painting using Street View as your reference, Google Street View. I might start zooming in a little bit here. We're getting to the home stretch. Oh, the link isn't working? Flow Wizard, I stream, well, when I do stream, I do it on Wednesday evenings, or Sunday, noon to 5, somewhere around there. That's Pacific time. I'll try to keep a more consistent stream going. Yeah. I have an idea for a project using these virtual plein air paintings, so I might do more streams, but it's going to be probably more of these sort of things. If you guys are cool with that. And then I want to do, you know, once in a while I'll do like just like an illustration or something fun. Well, no, this is fun. The problem with doing like a illustration, unless I have like a drawing worked out or like at least a thumbnail worked out, it's hard to like both stay active and, you know, talking in the chat and also thinking about design and everything else, especially after working all day. So yeah, it's very difficult. It's not to say I won't do that. I'll still do that once in a while. I think I'll just be doing this more often. Yeah, you have to so with the link you probably have to copy the entire thing and not just click it. I didn't all paste because I don't know, it's weird. Okay, well maybe it doesn't work. I don't know. Oh, it's 8 in the morning? Wow. Thank you for joining, though. So I'm painting in all these little doorways and stuff. I'm not really being very careful about it either. And that's totally part of the plan. Am I going to paint some interiors as well? Yeah, totally. Like, my whole thing with this virtual plein air thing is that the only rule is that it has to come from Google Street View. And there are lots of weird locations in Google Street View. And a lot of which are interiors as well. Like just people's houses. It's weird. So, I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to do some interiors as well. The thing about like Street View is you can go all over the place. I even thought about doing one like at the San Diego Zoo, which is like right next to where I live, because they have all of the entire zoo on Google Street View, and I thought that's really cool. I could totally just do that. Do like all the people walking around at the zoo as an image. Whoa, it's 3:30 in the morning. You must be out on the East Coast. Or somewhere over there. The point in which this line work starts to annoy me. That's when I get rid of it. Yeah, I want to do. Yeah, the zoo would be cool because I was thinking like there's gonna be hundreds of people in the scene. Well, maybe like 20 people. It'd be fun to do one like with a crowd. I don't think there'll be. I don't know if you'll be able to see any animals from the street view, but that's a bonus. Certainly. So I'm still kind of building on the palette, even though I did all that blocking. I'm still realizing like, oh, this stuff should be warm when it's actually cool in my painting, so I'm shifting it around. So the whole process is about warm and cool? Yeah, it is. Well, in terms of like color, it's about warms and cools for sure. It's definitely a thing that I think about quite a bit, I would say. Yeah, I'm a little quiet right now because I'm thinking this is a part of the painting where I'm really thinking about a lot of different things and how to wrap this up. I guess if I don't totally finish it, it's not the end of the world. I did pick a kind of a complicated one to work on tonight. You guys will forgive me if I don't finish, right? Hopefully. Little patterns and textures. kinds of little plates and stuff back there. It's interesting all the things you notice when you do this kind of, when you do a plein air like this. Just all the little, I don't know, just the very normal civilian details. It's kind of cool. So that's probably about as far as I'll go in terms of details over there. I just don't think it needs much more. I might even go in with some brush strokes later to like loosen it up a little bit more even. Warmer. Thank you, Chris. It's taken longer than I thought, but that's okay, right?
Take the dough and beat it. I never leave without finishing my drink.
Okay, Perez. Did the stream die? I don't know. Let me see. Well, it says 0 people on Twitch, so it's back. I don't know what that's about. How long have we been going here? We've been going... probably been 2 hours. I was just about to end it here too. Unfortunately, I didn't quite finish. But really, you guys saw all the fun parts.
Years go by, you all do the same thing. Gun in that drawer, knife in that back,
I am going to post it on Instagram, yes. I don't know that I'll do it right away, because I do want to finish some things. I'll probably have to do that tomorrow, but yeah, I will certainly post it on there. I'll post like a little crop of it. All right. Well, I might call it here. But yeah, I mean, we took it from nothing and got it to here. That's pretty good progress. I mean, I don't want to downplay the progress here. Usually, I would like to get a little bit farther, honestly. But that's how it is, you know, you run out of time. That's kind of like the loop of the streams. It's kind of how it goes. It's like start off pretty strong, good momentum, and then I start getting real chatty. Somewhere in the middle, I start to lose track of time because I'm talking about other stuff, and then I go, oh shit, I gotta finish this, and then I'm like trying to like, okay, I'm gonna use my brain now and finish this thing, and then I run out of time. I guess that's how it goes. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. Let me just do a couple hits here and there, and then and that'll be it.
I drink again, I smoke again. There's no one here to call my friend. I swear again, I'm mad again. So troubled since I don't know when, because she doesn't live here anymore.
All right.
She hardly calls.
Let me pull up the street view again. That's what I was looking at. I was thinking about doing this shot. Just this guy. But there's some weirdness here. I don't know. I definitely want to do some shots with like a lot of people in them. Or like this. These folks. But that's Tunisia. Yeah, I need a little bit more work on it, but I'll finish it up. And I'll post it up on the places. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.